just trying to keep it all going at once. So we're just going to try and remember how to work out angles inside a shape, and a polygon is just something that's just got straight sides. Okay, so you will have seen these slides if you've had me before, so I'm going to go through these really quickly just to remind you of the basics, to give you as much time as possible to answer the questions. So the idea is, as we skip through onto the next slide, hopefully. Yeah, here we go. The idea is that every single shape can be broken down into triangles. I'm just going to shut the door. My dog's whining away. It's getting on my nerves. Right. So every shape can be broken down into triangles. So obviously a triangle has got one triangle. Obviously. So I'm just waiting for that to click through. So we're just going to see that one triangle. So I've put a 1 inside that you see in red and blue. I said one triangle, and over in the diagram I've gone and filled in and said, so that 3-sided shape comprises one triangle. Right, moving on to that 4-sided shape, we can just break it in half. I'm doing this in red, and that is 2 triangles. So again, it's a shame we've got a bit of a lag, but you'll just see it coming through now. So that 4-sided shape can be broken down into 2 triangles. Okay, and what I've just done there in red. So a 5-sided shape, and remember, you're always breaking this down from any same point. So all those triangles are coming from the same point. So that 5-sided shape breaks down into 3 triangles. And I'm going to just speed this up a bit because of this lag. So you can see there that 5-sided shape in green is 3 triangles. A 6-sided shape, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just doing this in purple. It's 4 triangles, and a 10-sided shape, a bit harder to do, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Have I missed one? 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 8 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what you will see, what is the relationship between the number of sides and the number of triangles? You just take away 2 each time. So whatever the number of sides is, you just take away 2. Okay, now once you know the number of triangles, it's dead easy to work out what all the angles in the side inside the shape must add up to, because the angles in a triangle are 180. So all of those I'm just going to multiply by 180 to work out what the total angles inside the shape must be. Okay, so a triangle, one lot of 180, the angles in a triangle add up to 180. We know that. All right, the red one, 2 lots of 180 is 360. So the angles inside that 4-sided shape must be 360. All right, and we know that angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360. So a 5-sided shape, 3 triangles, 3 lots of 180, which is 540. That's going to come through in green in a minute. I know there's a lag. 4 lots of 180 is 720, and 8 lots of 180, I don't know that one in my head. 8 times 180 is 1440. So, in short, break a shape down into triangles. The number of triangles is going to be 2 less than the number of sides. Multiply that by 180. That tells you what all the angles inside the shape add up to. And that table in the top on the right, I'm just copying through onto the next slide. Okay, bits of it I'm copying through onto the next slide. I've just taken out specific lines. So with this, when we just click through to the next slide, we just give it a minute or 2 to click through. There we go. So what we're now saying is, let's just go and focus on this 5, 6 and 7-sided shape. Now, what about what each of the angles is if it's a regular shape? So let's just go through the table top right is what we've just done. We've said there's 5 sides, there's 3 triangles, 3 lots of 180 is 540. There's 6 sides, 4 triangles, 4 lots of 180, 720, and so on. Now, how do I then work out what each side is? So let's take that 5-sided shape. This is all the stuff I've highlighted in green. It had 3 triangles, so the total angles were 540. Now, if we're trying to work out, and this is what I'm doing at the table at the bottom, what each angle is, it's got 5 sides, so it's got 5 angles. So I take my 540 and I would divide it by 5 to work out that each angle is 540 divided by 5, which is 108. All right, and that's just going to be exposed in a minute when that drags across. So with the 720, so for the 6-sided shape, I would divide by 6, and the 7-sided shape, I would divide by 7. So because of the lag, I'm going to just try and speed this up and just go straight through to this final one. So let's see if we can just do this one together. If you can do this, then you understand the whole process. We've got a 20-sided shape. So you've got to say to yourself, therefore, that's got 18 triangles. I've just taken away 2. 20-sided shape, 18 triangles. Okay, so what must the angles inside this 20-side shape add up to? Well, it's 18 triangles. Each of them has 180 degrees in it. 18 times 180, do your calculator, 18 times 180 is 3240. Now, I am being told that this is a regular shape, and I'm being asked to work out what each angle is, not the total angles, each angle. So I take my 3240 and I divide by the number of sides, because the number of sides is the same as the number of angles. So I go and divide by 20, and then 3240 divided by 20 is 162, and that would be my final answer. So you've got to be very clear in your mind, why did I start off by multiplying by 18, but then a bit later divide by 20? That's the key bit from today. Well, we multiplied by 18 because that's the number of triangles. We then later on, we divided by 20 because that's the number of sides. So I hope you kind of understood that. It didn't help that we had about a 30-second delay, but let's see how you get on. So I'm going to stop the recording now, and I want you just to go and have a go at the questions that I've set, please. And obviously, as always, just ask for help if you get stuck.